Hello everybody to my channel Super Sam 7, and today we're looking at the last complete collection of Spider-Girl ever released, at least before they put it into the modern Epic collections. Spider-Girl the Complete Collection, Volume 4. This is the cover to issue 60, I believe. This collects Spider-Girl issues 51 to 67. So as you can see, there's this side of it. Now the thing about this one is there's two 6-issue storylines in here, making up 12 issues, which are basically just one big continuing story. At the end of issue 50, she gave up being Spider-Girl and put her costume in the trash, just like in Amazing Spider-Man issue 50. Now, issue 51 is a very short, different comic. Oh, and the first thing you'll notice if you open up this whole thing, different art style than the last two volumes, so there's that. Kind of threw me through a loop, so you open this up, whole different art style, but same storyline, same continuity. This one opens up with a story of some random guy who likes Mayday Parker and is writing her a story, or a note, I mean. And as it's sort of an introduction to Aftershock, Electro's daughter, who's a supervillain. Let's see here. Yeah, and they make a joke about why isn't she being called Electra or something. Whoops, that camera switch was me. Easily beats her. I think she returns in issue 87. I read it. We get something more of the Scarlet Spider, just her, she kind of becomes her sidekick for an issue or two, and then is never really thought of again. Dark Devil appears. The Raptor, unfortunately, does go to prison. Of course, Love is continuing after the last two volumes. Dark Devil tells Spider-Girl that she's actually doing a good job now, and gives her her own costume that was in the trash that he found. Let's see, this is issue 53. It's another kind of one-off story about this girl who's very invisible at home after her dad died. Invisible at school, and she accidentally helps Spider-Girl stop this villain called a Quick Wire. So as you can see, this is another issue where the Scarlet Spider of the future helps out. And then this starts the issue 54 is a Christmas themed one where she fights Rogue Santa, Claus Mall Santa, so to say, called Season of the Serpent, parts 1 of 6. And she and a bunch of other heroes go up against the Serpent Society, or no, sorry, not the Serpent Society, the Sons of the Serpent, which are kind of like a terrorist group. They're kind of a group of people who go against low-income places and take them down. They're led by this Thor villain called Seth. He's probably called something else in the past, but I forget. And yeah, I actually have this issue in issue 56 in trade paperback form. Or sorry, not trade paperback, floppy form, single issue. I have started on my mind today. I don't know why. So there's this part in this story where they go to a different universe, and the Fantastic Five, or villains, and of course, of course Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Spider-Man is one of them. He kind of looks like Webman. His costume reminds me of that. He doesn't wear a mask though, but yeah, the Thing is called the Brute, the Human Torch is called Blowtorch. Mr. Fantastic's son is called Psy-Lord or something. No, Psy-Slayer, sorry about that. So they win. She breaks out the real Captain America from our world, I'm pretty sure, and Thunderstrike. And they defeat him, or he actually has a plan to bring all the heroes in one place. There's a really cool art piece right here. Like, look at that. There's Mr. Fantastic, or he's called Big Brain now, from the Fantastic Five, Juggernaut's son, J2, Jubilee. Some other X-people, but I forget what they're called. That's the Human Torch's wife, Mrs. Fantastic. The Thing, there's Dark Devil. Okay, you get it. Now, the thing is, all those heroes there at the Baxter building, it's revealed that he had a setup to kill them all with a decreasing force field to crush them to death or vaporize them to death. And she basically distracts him and fights him long enough for him to lose his psychic control. He turns into a giant snake, but all the heroes then are able to get out and defeat him. There's just this issue 60. There's the iconic cover. And Courtney is doing okay after being hit by a bus. There's also some differences in a romance. The only reason I'm talking about this because of the last 2 issues in here. She kisses Normie Osborn, but he kind of rejects her. His girlfriend is the Raptor, even though she's in prison right now. So the other 6 issues here are called Marked for Death. Yeah. And they're all about this guy going around destroying all these other crime bosses. And there's a huge question mark on who it is for me. When I was reading this, I thought that maybe it was someone who appears at the end of this because I knew he was in the series. But yeah, the Kingpin gets hit and he actually dies from it. And some other things. There's nothing about I don't think the Scarlet Spider appears in here at all after issue 53 in the 6 issues story. I just talked about the serpents, and then this one. He destroys Normie at they call it the website, their hideout. And, oh yeah, there's also this girl, I forget her name, where is it? But her boyfriend is abusing her, and Mayday Parker tries to help out. Keynes gets attacked. There's these other characters like Raptor, Giant, the Big Man, I guess he's a hero, an ex-hero, Quickline. And they're doing some mysterious work. Someone shoots Normie Osborn. And in the hospital, it's a whole issue about him in the hospital. Well, not a whole issue, but him and the Kingpin on the hospital fighting for life. And we see a lot of Kingpin sort of... It's really well written, but the Kingpin stuff is more well written than the Osborn stuff. We see Normie Osborn fighting his grandfather along with his father and his aunt Liz Allen. Sorry, there was a thing on my phone. We see the Kingpin, how he overcame bullies in his neighborhood, and his son is there kind of talking about the story. He gets rejected from heaven, or he rejects himself, which is kind of a good quote, good moment here. Like, yeah, he wouldn't be, like, that would be the Kingpin if that was what he experienced in Earth 616 of his death, which of course he's not dead yet, but you get it. And while that's happening, Spider-Girl's on the roof, and Kane and Mr. Nobody are fighting each other, and they're saying, hey, he tried to kill Normie Osborn, no he did, so she's kind of confused on who to fight. She decides to fight Mr. Nobody, because he deserves it, of course, because he's always been a villain. You can see right there, Kingpin is dead, so this new mysterious guy decides to go to New York to celebrate, or sorry, not celebrate, to say, you know, rest in peace. That red-haired girl was the one who was being abused by her boyfriend. She comes in, oh yeah, he also kidnapped Dark Devil, and she saves him by using one of an actual spider tracer. Yay, Dark Devil. And it's all revealed that it was all Kane's, and the Black Tarantula has come to the USA for sort of revenge. You can leave it at that, or justice for all of the nonsense Kane's has done. But Spider-Girl actually convinces him, because this is the son of the original Black Tarantula. If you didn't know, it's passed on through generations, and in this version of the Marvel Universe, it continued with another Black Tarantula's son. He lets Kane's live but go to jail, etc. And I forget what happens here. Oh, just the X-people come in, and it's revealed that JJ is the superhero called the Buzz, and Brad is actually a one of the anti-mutant attackers. He attacks Nancy Lou, she leaves. And that's how it ends off, with her getting a new haircut. There's not much in the back, just those 4 pages. There you go. I also felt that this was a little bit shorter of a collection than the last ones, even though the issue lengths are just about the same. $40, I think it's $5 less than the other 2 volumes. Yeah, it definitely deserves to be. But it was still good. I don't have much to say, I just wanted to kind of go through it. I think I wouldn't give it as high, I definitely wouldn't give it as high as the last 2 volumes. Probably something around an 8 or a 7 out of 10. Okay, probably a 7 out of 10. Because I didn't really care for the big 6-issue story for the Sons of the Serpent. Oh my gosh, can't believe I forgot that Peter Parker and Mary Jane have a baby brother. He's finally born in this collection. And there's nothing much else that I can think of. Basically, from one giant 6-part adventure to the next 6-part adventure before that was just kind of random one-off tales. So, yeah. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Also, just really fast, I also like the ending where Spider-Girl actually talks down Black Tarantula from killing Canes. Because I know in the future they have like a Spider-Man Black Cat relationship, I think. Something like that. I don't know for sure. And yeah, I said I know. So I really did like how they just kind of stopped him and sent him to jail. And he left. Another thing I kind of liked was the whole villains coming together and working with Kane and working for a secret government agent to kind of find out, you know, what's going on. It all does tie into Black Tarantula coming to New York after Kane has sort of devised this whole way to become the new Kingpin. Okay, that's all I had to say. Yeah, there's a scene here where Spider-Girl saves Canes from getting mugged, or more importantly, she saves the muggers from him, and then he kind of sets this up by having baby wolves get killed in an explosion that he framed where it was meant for him, but of course he set it up, and the same thing happens to Kingpin and Dark Devil's with him when that happens. Yeah. With all that said, good. Looking back on it, thinking about it a little bit more, yeah, there was just those two other things I wanted to talk about. And I do like the kind of cutaways they have here. They don't have it as often in Volume 4, but where they have like another character kind of have a whole moment all to himself that's kind of out of nowhere. Like right here, J2, Juggernaut's son, trying to stop the force field closing in on him, and he loses, and he says his dad would have known what to do. And there's a little bit more callbacks in here as well that I feel like I'm just going to spell out. Like here when she's fighting Seth, they're fighting a construction yard, and here the explosion happens basically, but he still survives. Reminds me a little bit of the oh my gosh, something or nothing can stop the Juggernaut storyline with Spider-Man fighting the first Juggernaut. And then there's the Sons of the Serpent moment or issue that I told you guys I have in trade paperback form, where she's tied to an anchor underwater, stuck, and it's kind of like Amazing Spider-Man issue 33, where she boosts herself with confidence out of there. There's not much of the new Green Goblin, Phil Urich, though, in here. Their base does get blown up, and he kind of leaves after that. So again, I thank you for watching, and have a great day.